Boy, day 47 AP, pop off for real, popping off as much rugby league information as possible. Continuing on with the wooden spoons right now, 997 ARL wooden spoon going to South Queensland Crushers. And so you don't miss any crucial rugby league information, watching this video all the way through to the end as per always. So, said already, this was the end of a 3-year tumultuous period in the history of Australian Rugby League. It was supposed to be the dawn of a great new era. In 1995, 4 new teams entered the comp, going from 16 teams up to 20 teams in the comp. South Queensland Crushers, Western Reds, North Queensland Cowboys, Auckland Warriors entered the comp. Unfortunately, Western Reds and South Queensland Crushers both only lasted 3 years each. Cowboys and Warriors are still around to this very day. So Crushers getting the 97 wooden spoon before dissolving. And never seen this before in these videos, and I'm not actually sure if it ever has happened to any other team. Crushers, unfortunately, at the end of the season, having to throw the gates open. What does that mean? What does throw the gates open mean? It means that they're going so poorly, and there are so few fans attending their home games, they have to actually let fans in for free. They have to throw the gates of the ground open and let people in for free just to get a few more fans to the game. So that's how dire their financial situation was. And of course, that wasn't enough, and they dissolved and went bankrupt after getting their second wooden spoon in 3 years. So the stats in 1997, Crushers winning 4 games and losing 18. So playing 22, winning 4 and losing 18. So only slightly better than 1996 wooden spoon, where they won 3 games and lost 18. But at least their point scorers were a little bit better this time. In 1997, they scored 321 points and conceded 630, scoring against minus 309. So that 630 points from 22 games, conceding nearly 30 points per game in defence, which is alarming, but not uncommon for a wooden spoon team. And the scorers said in the 1996 wooden spoon how the leading point scorer Graham Mackay only could get 26 points for him. Well, this time was a bit better. Leading point scorer was Clinton Chavoski, and he got 6 tries, 35 goals, 94 points for Crushers in 1997. Before, of course, he moved over to Parramatta in Canberra, where he had a long and successful career as a prolific point-scoring fullback for both teams. And the Crushers' leading try scorer in 1997, Jason Hudson, who got 9 tries for them. So at least the points were a bit better. So then, it's pretty much the same as 1996, just a wretched old tale of woe, just like a rare win every now and then, but most of the time it was a pretty heavy loss. Things going from bad to worse. Yeah, hardly any fans at the game, like the same old nonsense for them. So very disappointing, because we all wanted them to go much, much better. So then, the moments in the sun and the most embarrassing moments. So that's moments in the sun, obviously the 4 games Crushers did win in 97, and there's quite a lot of games they lost that were very embarrassing. So, going through them all in order, 1997 round 1, Crushers started with a 34-10 loss to Sydney City Roosters. So a big loss, but not unexpected. But in round 2, they pulled off a great upset win and beat Parramatta 23 points to 6. So that was an outstanding win, but just to really summarise how rough the going was for them, after having a great win against Parramatta in round 2, they backed that up with a 44-0 loss to Newcastle in round 3. Not a single point. 44-0 to Knights at Newcastle Stadium in round 3. After that win against Parramatta in round 2, they didn't win again to round 12, which means they lost 9 consecutive games, so of course they weren't making the finals. And in round 12, they did the same thing. Had a brilliant win, beating Sydney City Roosters 28-14, but backed that up in round 13 with a horrible loss to Parramatta 52 points to 10. Another embarrassing moment. So Parramatta taking their revenge on Crushers after Crushers beat them in round 2. And then the big scorelines, like the hiding, so to speak, started coming thick and fast. So at least up to round 12, all the games they lost weren't by huge margins. But when they lost to Parramatta 52-10 in round 13, things just got worse and worse and worse for them. In round 15, they were annihilated by Manly 46-12 at Brookvale Oval, and that was very unusual because Manly got 10 tries but only 3 goals. Only 3 goals from 10 attempts with better goal kicking. Obviously, would have been well over 50 points to 12. 46-12, bad enough as it is. In round 17, another humiliating loss, this time to Gold Coast Chargers 40-18. Gold Coast Seagulls, as they were previously known, changed their name to Chargers for 1997. 40 points to 18, lost to Chargers in round 17. Round 18, a rare win. They beat South Sydney 17-16. And in that one, it was only against South, who were pretty much nearly just as bad as them, stuck down the bottom of the ladder with them. But in that one, South Sydney 16 points, a try by the winger Jeff Orford, a try by the other winger Danny O'Keefe, and a try by the centre David Penner, and the fullback Julian O'Neill, 2 goals from 3 attempts. And for Cowboys, a try and 2 goals from 3 attempts by the fullback Clinton Chavoski, a try by the centre Matt Toshak, a try by the second row Steele Retchless, and then the lock Craig Wilson getting the match-winning field goal. So props to Craig Wilson, even though he was a forward, he could play second row lock or on the bench, and even though he was a forward, he quite often got a handful of tries, goals, and field goals. So very, very handy player to have, and he got him a rare win, proving his worth. But then, like I said, that rare little luck, that was just like an aberration. Some more embarrassing losses followed before the end of the season. In round 20, another shutout, this time losing to St George 14-0, so only 14 points, but still got a single point. In round 21, the final away game Crushers would ever play, thumped by North at the Oval, 42 points to 8, thumping from the Bears. Then in round 22, unbelievably, they beat Western Suburbs 39-18 and provided the ultimate in nuisance value. West only had to win this game, they would have made the 1997 ARL finals. That's all they had to do, beat the last place Crushers, who were playing their last ever game. But unfortunately, Crushers ruined their party, and then West, of course, after this embarrassment in the last game, 1997, the next 2 years, 1998 and 1999, they got those 2 wooden spoons, which are obviously coming up soon. So even though Crushers, just could basically never provide any sort of competitive games to all the other teams. The last game they ever played, they managed to ruin one of the teams completely somehow. It's just the insane nature of rugby league. And that game in particular, 1997 round 22, we've got a whole video specifically for that game. South Queensland Crushers 39, Western Suburbs 18. There you go. ARL wooden spoon going to South Queensland Crushers. The 1997 Super League wooden spoon, because there were 2 competitions. Super League spoon went to Cowboys. That's coming up next, and then we'll do West 1998, 1999. Then we're nearly getting there. Then we're up to the 2000s, getting closer to finishing all the wooden spoons. Your boy all day. Thank you so much for watching all the way through to the end, so you didn't miss any crucial rugby league information. And thank you always for brutal continued support. Your boy all day, D47.